into the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Ah, there it is! Oh, yeah! Hey guys!
Star Tours.
Oh yeah, it's always a Star Tour here at AfterBuzz. Thanks guys for joining us here for episode 4 of Star Wars Rebels Breaking Ranks. But before we get into that, let me introduce my lovely co-hosts who just got here out of crazy traffic. Megan Salinas.
Hey everyone, we made it.
Woohoo! And Katie Cullen.
Hi all my buddies.
And joining us today, we got 2 special guests from the Jedi Alliance podcast on the Schmo Knows Network and the Schmo Knows Movie Show. We got Ken Napzok. Hey! And Maude Garrett.
Hi. So fun fact.
Oh, fun fact. Here we go.
This is Master Kenobi.
Oh, Master Kenobi. I like that.
And I'm the Madawan.
The Madawan.
I like that.
That doesn't work when I say it, because I say Maud.
Maud.
Yeah,
It works.
Madawan.
Puns.
It
Yes,
works.
I love puns.
We
Star
love
Wars
it.
puns.
It works. That'll be your names for the show. Let me write that down. Kenobi, Madawan.
Do we get fun names?
No.
Well, fine.
Maybe next time. We'll have to think of them on the side.
This is what I get for not dressing up for Halloween.
That's what you get.
I did dress up and I don't get anything.
All right, let's. Let's do a What did you think about it before we break it down?
I enjoyed this one a lot. At first, I thought this episode was going to make me feel really, really guilty about trash-talking stormtroopers all season. Because it's like, okay, we get a look behind these are actual people and everything like that.
Oh, they
But
should learn.
No, only the ones who take off their helmets.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones you have to feel for. But apart from that, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was fun.
Well, notice that they never actually had shooting lessons here.
I know, right?
A lot of
It's-
obstacle courses. Not
Well, they had to
a lot-
shoot at those obstacles for
Well,
a
yes,
second.
but they didn't teach them how to shoot. They just said shoot them.
That's true.
God help you if you can't aim.
It starts to explain so much.
I know, right?
What do you guys? How you guys feeling about the series? By the way, you guys are. I know you have your own Jedi Alliance podcast, but for anyone that may have not seen that,
Well, it's 2 very sophisticated members of society. Look, we liked it. We read A New Dawn, the book leading into it, to get a better feel for the characters, especially Kanan and
Right.
Hera. I personally love the sound effects. I don't have to watch it. I can just listen to it.
Star Wars.
Listen to him in all the pew pew.
Yeah.
And Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes.
I am a 90s kid. I will never grow up.
Dante Bosco in this episode.
Right?
Yeah, we called that. We were watching it when I was like, "Is that Prince Zuko?"
And then I reminded
Dante
everyone
Bosco.
that Prince Zuko is also the same guy that played Rufio in Hook.
Oh, yeah.
I had the biggest happy dance when I discovered that. Because actually, fun fact as well, I hosted Nickelodeon back home in Australia for like 3.5 years. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Fun.
I ate Avatar for breakfast, basically.
There you go.
And I found that out, and I was like so excited and realized that no one knew what I was talking about.
What?
No one's cool in Australia.
Jeez.
But the show.
I have never felt more like an 80s kid than right now. Okay. Overall, look, on our show, we kind of got a little flack for tearing into Rebels a little bit, especially the pilot. But overall, as a Star Wars fan, I love that I have Star Wars programming every week to digest. So it's a pleasure and a privilege to nitpick a little bit, but I have a lot of faith in the series and the people behind it.
Right. Right.
And it's fun.
And it's okay.
It's just
it's okay
fun.
to nitpick things. Some, I mean, maybe people hear us and get ideas, and it helps them. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because we're their audience along with other people, so our ideas count.
And when you're nitpicking, that means you have a love for the material anyway.
Look,
Nobody who doesn't care is going to nitpick.
Right.
I nitpick Clone Wars, but I drunkenly accosted a Dave Filoni at Comic-Con this year. Me and my writing partner drunkenly cornered him and said, "How does it feel to have something better than the prequels that you created with that cowboy hat?"
Yeah, I say that many times. The Clone Wars series, better than the prequels.
Did you guys also think that Ezra is just Aladdin?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, we talked about that in the first
One
episode.
jump ahead every
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I think. I mean, they even called him a street rat. There's many references. He's Aladdin. Aladdin is now a
I
Jedi.
feel like we make an Aladdin joke every episode, basically.
All right, let's get into this
Would they
episode.
see a Jedi?
No, siree.
Here we go on the Disney.
Oh,
I
come
opened-
Look what
on.
you
I
started.
opened the
It's
Disney
legit
door.
now. It's legit.
They're technically like brothers.
Yeah.
They're in the Disney
And that's why
family.
it's legit.
Yeah, yeah.
They can be in the same parades.
Yeah,
What would be really cool
That
if,
would
right
be
next
awesome.
to
If-
all the Marvel characters.
if Dave Filoni actually kind of was like, all right, I get it, it's Aladdin, and just have him as like a little Easter egg. So every episode, Aladdin would walk past a frame, or it would just like pop up somehow.
Or maybe like a Boo.
Yeah. Just someone from Aladdin. That would be so cool.
Put the little Abu hat on Chopper.
Yeah.
That would work.
There you go. All right, so we start this episode off, guys, with Ezra in a Imperial Academy. They show some little kid stormtroopers, and we're like, oh, it's an Imperial Academy.
Oh,
That's cool.
kid stormtroopers. I thought they were Legos.
Yeah.
They kind of have a Lego stormtrooper look.
Honestly, I heard the dollar signs cashing in when I saw that. It's like, well, there's their next range. It's like the Lego Stormtrooper Academy kids.
They're working in every aspect, you know,
Haven't
Lego,
they already
Disney,
done
everything.
like at least
there's tons of
3
Lego Star
Lego
Wars
Star
games.
Wars
Oh, yeah.
games? I feel like there are probably 6 or something like that.
That's
One for
because
every
the
movie.
Lego Star Wars games are better than some of the actual Star Wars
That's a fact.
games.
That's true. They're fun. They're
Lost
fun
many
times.
nights to the first Star Wars Lego game.
Maybe we'll get a Star Wars Rebels Lego game.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
I'd
adorable.
be up for that.
It would look the same.
So they take their helmets off. We see that they're kids, and Ezra's one of them. Whoa, oh God, Ezra's training to be a stormtrooper. What's happening?
And you can just kind of go important, important, important. None of the rest of you matter.
No, only
You
the ones
don't
we
have
see the
faces.
faces of.
They also, if you notice, the back row didn't have any unique colors. Notice everyone else had a unique color
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sigil on their
That's-
helmet, and the entire back row was just blank.
Not true. There was. I feel like there was one, or maybe it was one of their other friends, but one had like a yellow signature.
No, yellow
fourth guy
was
in the front-
Leonis.
Okay, never
Red
mind.
was Ezra, and blue was Kel.
And the fourth guy in the
And the
front
fourth
row
guy
had a different
he was
color.
he was
Okay.
green,
He was- yeah.
but he was like the enemy. It's so that you
jerk.
always knew, oh, that's the bad
He was.
guy.
and
Yeah,
never
that-
took his helmet off.
Yeah, he never took
but
his helmet
the whole
off.
back row, there was nothing.
You
You're
didn't want to
just
see
here
that
to
guy with his
fill
helmet
the
on.
body count.
Because, yeah, when they started taking off their helmets, like I said, I was about to start feeling really bad for, like I said, all the stormtrooper bashing that we did. Because it's like, oh my gosh,
They're real people.
They're people with
No, they're not.
backstories.
No, they're
Reminds me of
stormtroopers.
Austin Powers when they're like slowly rolling over that one kind of like footman, and then like the wife picks up the phone. He what? He got squashed by a steamroller. Johnny, your father's not coming home this Christmas. It's like, oh god.
That goes back to the old Clerks where they talk about all the contractors on the Death Star, and you feel bad for all those people.
Yeah.
It's a messed up.
We on our show end each show with a tribute to a fallen character from Star Wars. We've paid tribute to some biker scouts too, giving them a backstory. So
Oh, that's nice. The biker
bring,
scouts.
bring a tissue for your tears.
Oh, it's really hard.
I need to. You guys need to make a compilation of all your tributes.
You just need to watch the show.
Oh, I'm gonna watch all of them.
And I keep
I want to watch it quick.
I keep bringing this up, and I will probably wind up bringing this up once an episode. But again, Phineas and Ferb did a Star Wars special, and they addressed, what about all of those other people on the Death Star? Oh, they're on that space bus over there. They got them off.
They got them all.
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay.
They're fine.
So-
no one got hurt.
It's a kid show.
Now let's keep
Moving
going.
on.
Yes.
Before we run out of time here, talking about fallen scout troopers.
We haven't even gotten onto Alderaan yet.
Yeah,
so
I know.
That's going to be an awkward conversation.
Yeah, it is. So they're training. You see them doing these training exercises to try and see who are the best cadets. Ezra obviously is like just beating everyone because
He's force sensitive.
Force sensitive, and he's
Cheating.
Oh, Ezra! Wow, it seems like you know where they're coming from before they even come out. I'm just good. Yeah.
Because he's cheating.
He's cheating. He's
like
using
cheating.
Force. Force is cheating, by the way.
He's thinking with portals without actually having portals.
Right.
This whole thing is just a portal game.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yes.
Or it's an episode from the Clone Wars where all the bounty hunters have to do the same thing.
Wait, really?
Yeah, pretty much.
or it's Ender's Game as well.
Yeah,
You know what? I was getting a very Ender's Game vibe from this, because of all the helmets and the space jumping.
So he gets to the top, and they're like, "Oh, good job! Oh, you're number 1 again." And they're like, "Oh, he's good. He's impressive. A little too impressive. Mark that down."
Again, this is starting to make so much more sense because every time you get a competent student in Stormtrooper boot camp, you hand him over to the Inquisitor, and he just kills
So that's
them.
what happens to them all. That's why all the stormtroopers are idiots. Because all the good ones are killed by the
surviving ones are
Inquisitors.
not competent.
You want malleable, obedient soldiers, especially if they're going to be your faceless troops.
Okay.
You don't want standout people who are going to start
but then
having
you need-
ideas
Yeah.
and thinking.
Or an
God
aim.
forbid.
Oh, aim.
Or an aim, yeah. Sheer
flip-
numbers, right?
The flip side of that is when you need a rebel shot, they will not be shot because there's no one left.
But
who
they'll
can
paint a
act.
really pretty silhouette of their body.
There you go, yeah.
Right
They'll
around
hit
them with the
everywhere
lasers.
around that person, but not actually that person.
So, Ezra gives a secret message. They're walking down the hall. I like this. They're you guys won. You get to chill out for the night. These other guys got to go get whipped into shape by the Taskmaster. And you see a little spray-painted chopper coming down the hall. I didn't know it was him at first until Ezra gave the secret hand code. Yeah. And he gives him the little hand code, and Leonis, is that his name, Leonis?
Leonis, yeah.
Yeah, Zara Leonis. He notices, like, what? Did that little droid just beep at him? What's going on? And you kind of see him, like, putting stuff together, like, what's Ezra up to? Chopper runs off and gives this little message to Sabine and Zeb saying, hey, I'm in. It's all good. So we got that on the side. Zeb and Sabine are waiting for him. Hera and Kanan are up in, like, space, just hanging out, waiting, because they're waiting to get a decoder so that they can then go after the shipment ships. That doesn't sound right. But they're going after these transport ships, and we find out in a little bit that one of them has a kyber crystal on it, or maybe kyber crystals. I wasn't clear if there was one.
They said
or...
kyber crystals, yeah, which
Okay.
of course is a great callback to Splinter of the Mind's Eye, which is the 1978 novel that by Alan Dean Foster that Lucas actually intended to be the sequel should Empire not get funding.
Oh.
So there's actually a lot of history with the kyber crystals.
Ken's a dictionary
Yeah.
and an encyclopedia.
I like
Star
that.
Wars too.
I learned something new.
Is
Spent a lot of nights alone.
Is that still considered canon? Because we've had a lot of discussion on what it's canon and
Splinter
what's not.
of the Mind Eye was never canon from back in '78. It never needed to be canon, for lack of a better term. Part of the reason is Luke and Leia are the main good guys in the film, and there's kind of sexual tension. That they were like, oh, sorry, we don't. Oh, that's okay.
Awkward.
Not canon. Decidedly not canon.
George was like, I kind of got some other things for them.
Is he a
Lannister
gangster
it up
or a
in here.
mobster? Hey.
So, kyber crystals are the forces of crystals. That's what they use to make their lightsabers, right? That's the crystals in their lightsabers.
Powers ships as well.
Yeah.
Powers the Death Star too.
Oh, see? So they could do some nasty stuff with that. We don't want that in the Empire's hands. So
Oh
they
yeah,
gotta...
because lightsabers aren't a thing at this particular time. Order 66 has been taken out. They're not making lightsabers.
Well, they're not making them, but you're sure. I mean, Inquisitor has a lightsaber, so he obviously had to
Maybe
make
he needs a
his.
new one.
Maybe he needs.
Well,
maybe he's training people.
But it's also, again, it's a power source
Yes,
too.
you're
so-
right.
Yeah,
Right.
and
For
they're
things.
since this is a few years before New Hope, this is like they're in the middle of making the Death Star right
You're right.
now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's true. So then maybe that's what they wanted it for.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the one they were going to use for the Death Star.
They started at the end of Revenge of the Sith, so it's taken them a long time.
Well, I mean,
Contractors.
it is. It is very big.
Union problems.
Yeah. I mean, we can't even get the freeway fixed over
Yeah.
here. So imagine the Death Star.
I'd imagine the Empire is a little better run than the city of LA.
Well, yeah.
Maybe.
They run it with fear.
Look at their army.
Well, yeah.
Tyranny. I think that might help.
And they built a Death Star. We can't even keep the water main solid here.
So Leonis is watching Ezra. Ezra sneaks off. He runs down the hallway real quick, and he runs into Callus. We see Agent Callus there, and he comes out, and he, hey, I got a data pad for you. Can I put it on your desk? And you can see he was trying to like get in his room there, which was weird because he just walks in it anyways right after that. And he goes and he types on a little laptop thing, and he pops out this decoder, and he's like, oh, this is what I need. And he's about to leave, and that's when he stopped by Leonis, who now you think, oh God, is he going to turn him in? What's going to happen? Pushes him in the room, and he kind of saves him because he's like, hey man, if you would have taken that out, you would have set off the sensor, and the sensor would have alarmed the whole station. So that was bad. So now you're like, oh, this guy's helping Ezra, and even Ezra's like, well, are you trying to help me? That's when we find out that he is kind of on his little undercover mission too, because his sister went to this academy. She was a top performer. She was doing really great, and then all of a sudden, she's gone. So we don't know yet that the Inquisitor is involved, but we find out in a little bit, that it was probably the Inquisitor who's taking out all these top kids or whatever. So they're working together now, and the very next day they have to do another little training mission, and he's like, hey, we got to make sure we get to the top, and they get to the top that day too, I think, right?
Yeah, by sabotaging the original friend.
The original friend, Jai Kel.
It should be noted that Ezra attempted to murder him by pushing him off.
Yeah, he could have died.
He could have hit the bottom and died.
What if he broke his neck?
I'm he's a stormtrooper.
On record of saying I'm not the biggest Ezra fan yet. As we were talking off there, Dylan, that I'm waiting for the character to grow a little bit, like Snips turned into Ahsoka.
Right.
A little problem with Ezra, and that's one of the reasons.
I just think this is another way that Ezra is exactly like Kanan, because Ezra is going undercover and he's adopting a new identity, and that's exactly what Kanan did because he was Caleb. I don't know. It's just like that slump person.
Yeah. Well, he's learning from him.
We're also 4 episodes in, and Ezra is the audience age group avatar. You want to be that kid, so we're going to make him something that kids can relate to.
I will say
I don't like those kids either.
I pushed someone off a building once, so I can relate.
You can relate. Yeah, there's a lot.
I couldn't help it.
Kill the man.
There's no rules in Australia. Don't worry about it.
When you have giant spiders, the rules go away.
Yeah, jeez. I will say that even though there are a lot of times where Ezra really annoys me, and all jokes about him being Aladdin aside, it was actually kind of refreshing in this episode to see him talk to kids his age and to see him act.
Yeah, and he was having fun. He looked like he was making friends too.
Yeah, and not like a bratty kid, but like a kid who's having fun.
Like we said, he was friends with Jai Kel because they were competing and they kept getting first place together, and he kept
they had a great back and forth.
And then in this one, they were about to do it again, and that's when he pushes him off to the almost to his death.
Long live the king!
Good luck with that.
So that his other new sabotaging buddy could move up. Oh my God! It's always back to Disney. It's just round and round.
You have me here.
Yeah.
I don't need an excuse.
And I like what the agent or the officer says, right after that. He's like, learn a lesson, boys. There's no friends in war. And you're like, oh, God.
It's just that means none of the stormtroopers are friends.
No, they all hate each other.
That's because none of them are going to live till the end of the day. You don't make friends with people who are probably going to die.
Lonely life.
Self-preservation.
So now they get access back into the headquarters again because they all got to the top, and that night they decide they're going to go on a little mission to try and get that decoder, and he has Leonis's help this time. So Leonis, he climbs up an event and he's like, don't worry, I'm a Jedi. And Leonis is like, yeah, okay, we're all right.
Right. Because he's like, I'm training to become a Jedi. And he's like, aren't we all?
Yeah. Come on.
It's like, that's cute.
So he climbs up the vents. He does his vent crawl thing that I think I've seen him do every episode now. He crawls through some vents. And then Leonis goes and distracts Callus. So we get to see Callus again. He distracts him by saying, I got your pod racer parts. And I was like, pod racers? Those are still a thing?
Wizard.
Pod race is canon.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's been so long.
I mean,
you don't hear about them ever.
I guess Jabba the Hutt, though, was probably making a lot of money off of them and everything
Hand
like that.
Hand over fist.
You can imagine the Boonta Eve race is still going.
Still going?
It's still somewhere people are... the son of Sebulba is
the grandson of Sebulba.
Yeah.
How did he procreate?
You don't want to know.
Let's not go into that.
I have this educational pamphlet right here. The mating habits of Dougs.
Yikes. Have we seen a female one of those?
How would you tell?
I don't want to.
How could you tell?
Oh, I mean, he does walk around like...
Yeah.
It's true.
So anyway...
No comment.
Let's move fast.
No comment.
Sebulba. Okay, so...
Is a woman called a Sebulba?
Not Sebulba.
You've met Maude.
Man,
Hold on.
there it is.
I I like you.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Okay.
Woo!
So he's
No longer a kid's show.
This is a different show than normal, guys. I hope we got
So
that.
the kid's distracting and saying the pod race apart.
Yeah, pod register pods. And Callus is arguing with him. Obviously, these aren't for me. You got the wrong thing. And then that's when we get to see Ezra use the Force. And he starts floating the disc up. Just floating it right up into him. And, you know, Leonis gets a little distracted and kind of looks at it. And then we have a long pause there where it's back and forth, back and forth. Oh, he's going to turn. And he turns and he's good.
To be fair, Callus is probably used to that because his mutton chops are so distracting. You know, people probably he's probably used to the shifty eye thing because people are like staring at it and then like I can't stare at it, but I can't break eye contact.
Your beard looks like a fence.
Are they even? Did I do the right side shorter
Are those
today?
real?
I keep doing the right side shorter.
It's like Kevin Pollak in the Wayne's World movie. I think Wayne's World 2, where he had the eye all messed up, but he's probably used to it and a little cantankerous before that. I want to pose as a group, do you think, I know it's only 4 episodes in, is Ezra too good at the Force yet already? To me, he's just like, yeah, he's struggling, but he's got it. It's early in the game.
We've had a total of, 2 episodes of him, of actual training?
Yeah.
His Force jumps are really good,
Yeah,
though.
his Force jumps. And those were good before they even started getting trained.
I'm sure his midichlorian count is off the charts.
Off the charts.
But
They rival Master Yoda.
yeah.
On the flip side, we don't know how much time has passed between episodes, and they haven't given us an indication of, it's been 2 weeks, it's been 3 months, Ezra's been with us for a year. We have no idea. So it's possible that he's only been training for 2 weeks, in which case, dear God, he's a prodigy. Something is wrong here.
Yeah.
Or he's been there for half a year, and maybe it's a little more understandable that he knows how to lift a futuristic floppy disk.
Which could be a basic Force skill. And also, I got to assume at some point they had to sign Ezra up to enter this academy, and that had to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, how did he even
right.
get there?
And that they've
Suddenly
been
he's
there
there.
for a
And
little bit of
they
time?
did mention at one point where they said we got to keep waiting, and Kanan says we've been waiting for weeks. So they have been there for weeks of Ezra running around in the academy. So who knows how long it's been.
Making friends.
But I think,
people off
I feel like he did it a
ledges.
little easily. Maybe there should have been a little bit more, tiny bit of struggle.
Again,
but, it's a little tiny
I'm
thing.
nitpicking, as we like to do sometimes on Jedi
Yeah.
Alliance, but just struck me as like, wow, he's really good at that. Yeah, he struggled a little bit, but all right, maybe Kanan's that
he
good of a
was
teacher.
Killing all the obstacle courses. Yeah. And
That's
he's
true.
he's cocky.
Granted, he might have been using the Force for, with his Force jumps, he might have been using it for years just instinctively without realizing he was using the Force. So.
How did that apple fly to me? I don't know.
Well,
I
he
meant when
also
he's
might have
jumping.
been-
I know.
He's spending weeks at the academy away from his training. He might have been practicing in secret.
In his sleep.
In secret.
He's just every night he's
secretly
like making something float above the other guys' heads while they sleep. If I drop it, they'll know.
Like with
I
water
don't think
balloons.
he's quite that dumb.
So, all right. So this is when Ezra's crawling back now. He's got the decoder. He's like, "Oh, cool. I'm gonna go turn this in." And he hears something like while he's coming through the vents there, and he's like, "Oh, what's that?" And he like peeks in. Now Ezra's eavesdropping, and we got the officer that has been training the whole time. He's going, "Oh, we got these cadets, and they're really good." And I wrote it down. He said, "I have 2 cadets, Morgan and Kel, that meet your special criteria, Inquisitor." And you're like, "What?" Oh no, not him again. He turns around, Inquisitor's there. Now the Inquisitor's like, "All right, I'll be there tomorrow to check him." So now the Inquisitor is now tasking officers to look for like really good
Recruiting.
to either recruit them, maybe kill them. Who knows what he's doing with these really good. Because he might come there and then go, I can sense the Force in this child or teen or whatever you want to call him. And then he might just kill them because we don't know what he's doing with them.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of like Inquisitors running around, so I doubt he's training them all.
And there is space to grow for, what's the dude? Is
There,
that him?
Leonis.
His sister? Is that his sister?
Yeah.
Dara, yeah.
Yeah. His sister. They were searching for
Yeah.
her and she disappeared. So now.
And she disappeared. And you don't just disappear if you're rising up the ranks.
Well, they might like change their name and like change their whole life and tell them you can't have contact with anyone else.
Yeah.
Remove-
Kind of like
Sloan.
a special agent.
Well, remove them from that particular academy and take
Yeah,
them to a completely different one. So
Right.
they're no longer there, and they're blah. The parents don't have a forwarding address or anything like
Yeah,
that.
and
but
yeah.
that's the best I could come up with.
I don't know. Disappeared is probably code for death.
I think so too, unless they're training them to be like elite troopers or like any kind of like
How cool
awesome
would it be if she
combat
popped
guys.
up? That
I
would be
really
fantastic.
want her
Yeah.
to come back. I feel like that's Chekhov's gun sitting up on the mantelpiece, and we just need it to be fired eventually.
Here's the thing. Christian Harloff of Schmoes Know was talking to me before this show coming in, and according to some of his sources, and this is episode 7 speculation, Zer Leonis is possibly tied to John Boyega's character in episode 7, that there's a through line, and that is why he's been focused on, and that is why his sister has been mentioned clearly, and there's some things going on.
Yeah, because we
this
did hear that this show would introduce characters that we would see later in the movie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you're thinking maybe John Boyega comes along, maybe he is Leonis?
Well,
Or
they're
maybe he is
related to probably,
yeah.
but also keep in mind there's. We don't go too much into episode 7 speculation or rumors on our
Right.
show. We want to be surprised.
Sure.
But there's some things we can't avoid, and that was there is supposedly a bunch of Inquisitors, and that
There's more than one.
it's,
See?
it's
So they can
just
train
a
them.
title.
Right. Right.
So
It's
that
not the Inquisitor, it's
Yeah.
A.
A
And
Inquisitor.
An entire league of lawful evil Javers.
Right. Right. So it could be. This is speculation.
Are they all as
Yeah.
cool as this one? Because this one is so bad.
Well,
It's
They're all
imagine they're-
Malfoys.
Yeah.
I'd imagine they're all equally
they're all
deadly.
Slytherin.
Well, they obviously wouldn't be as cool because they're not all. What's the race that he is?
looks like a sock.
Don't think that's what I'm looking
Sock
for.
puppet
That
with,
I don't know.
sharp teeth.
It's the race
Yeah.
they introduce him in, I think, in Attack of the Clones
Yeah,
when
you're
they're on that
right.
one planet. They're like really tall, and it's the one where Obi-Wan's riding around on his dragon.
The sock people?
The sock people.
Yeah, that's the official canon.
Honestly, watch it again. You'll
The
never be
sock
able to see it differently now.
Thank you for that.
Now I really want to see all of these episodes recreated as like a little sock puppet show.
All right, so now we got Ezra gets out of there. He's got some new information. He knows that, oh my God, I got to help Jai because the Inquisitor's gonna take him away. So he sends a message with Chopper. He gives him the decoder. Now Kanan and Hera can decode the message, find out where those transport ships are, and go after that kyber crystal. And he gives him a message that says, "Hey, I'm sticking around because I got to help my buddy get out of here. You guys just go do that. Don't worry about me. I'll take care of this." And he says, "And can somebody attack at noon tomorrow? Maybe get a little distraction.
That would be great.
Get out of here,
Right.
please." Yeah. So they take care of that, and that's when Ezra and Leonis go and they wake Jai up and they get him on their team. They tell him like, "Hey, this is what's happening. This people disappear. This is bad." He doesn't seem to buy it at first, but then Leonis really sells it to him like, "Hey man, my sister's gone. You ever want to see your mom again? You're never going to see your family. This is what's going to happen. They're just going to come take you away." And then he's like, "Okay, man." So now he joins them. Now, this is where we cut to Kanan and Hera. And I love it. I love seeing Kanan and Hera do stuff. Like, I love it when they're together because they're such a cool team.
There needs to be more.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad are awesome. Let's
ahead.
be real.
Yeah.
There needs to be more. Whoop! Ships accident. Oh, sorry. Just a little bit more of that. I know it's the kids' show, but
Do we ship it?
yeah,
I'm with you.
I just want a little bit.
Let's be real. She wears the pants in that relationship.
And it's
Absolutely.
fun. That's
Yeah.
good.
And
I'm
how
up
great
for
is it to actually see her taking charge and actually causing this big old giant explosion
Yeah.
because she's always the cavalry
Yeah.
and or she's always the getaway car.
Yeah.
Which is great because she's such an awesome character. It's fun to see her in those roles, but it's really nice to actually get her to see her on the front line.
Right.
And this is where she's she's at home.
I feel like we should see more of that because the New Dawn built her up as such an awesome character. Like in that book, she kicks tons of ass.
Yeah.
She's just all over the place kicking ass the whole time. And even Kanan's like, "Wow, I really like this chick 'cause she's awesome."
She doesn't need to be rescued.
Right.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
just cool.
One of the great things about the
Hallelujah.
character is she's the voice of reason, logic, calm. Kanan's kind of the loose one. She hasn't yet got the chance to shine in this show yet. This was her best
We get
episode.
glimpses
Little
of
glimpses.
it.
I want her, and I think next week the preview
Yeah.
looks really good. But what I love about the character too, its design, her outfit is very practical. It's businesslike. It is like she has pants on to go fix an engine, and she's not designed to be sexy cosplay.
And
I
a bit of
like what they've done with
steampunk.
yeah. I like what they've done with this character so far.
Yeah.
How did she hear
Hallelujah.
anything though? You guys notice she's wearing huge earmuffs?
I don't know. Must
She's
maybe
not-
at the bottom.
Her ears are covered. I don't know how she hears anything.
Maybe she picks up vibrations through her. What are those things called? The
That I
Twi'lek
don't know.
things.
The Twi'lek
I used
Twi'lek
to-
things. Is
The
actually
Twi'lek things.
what it is.
I always just call them pigtails. They're
pigtails?
not pigtails.
No.
The those.
Liku. That's our
Is that
Liku.
what- that-
yeah.
I'm gonna go with you. Yes, Dylan's right.
I think so.
anyone's
Correct
gonna
me if
argue
I'm
with you
wrong,
on that
but
one.
I think it's Liku or
Even if
Liku
you're
or
wrong,
something.
that no one here is equipped to tell you you're
But
wrong.
the people on the interwebs will correct me.
People on the interwebs have Google at their fingertips
I
and
know,
they're
that's
not on
true.
camera.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to this. So Kanan flies off he senses the kyber crystal. He's like, because, it resonates with the Force, and he goes, it's on the middle ship. We got to take that one out. So he goes off to try and attack, or to distract the TIE fighters. And I like, we're watching the episode, and
yeah.
right when he comes off the ship, the TIE fighters all take off.
Boom. And it's like, are the pilots already just manning them? Are they
just
just sitting
sitting
there,
there,
waiting
just
and waiting?
waiting.
Oh, now.
Now we go.
Go, 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 go!
Yeah.
Now,
Probably.
here would have been a great opportunity for them to use that stolen TIE fighter if they didn't crash it.
Yeah, they could have kept that thing there.
true.
They just flew it in. They were just like, oh, we're a rogue TIE fighter. Let us park here. So he's distracting them. Hera goes in for the kill. She has to go up because she's getting shot, I guess.
She takes some damage.
Yeah, she was taking some damage. So
Yeah.
she had to pull up, and then she came back down with the aerial attack right before it was about to go into hyperspace. Boom, shoots it. But what was weird here was she shot it. And you seem to know a lot about the kyber crystals. She shot just regular blasts at it and started blowing up the ship, but then it blew up into this massive green explosion. Could that have been the crystal helping that?
To be honest, I don't know, and I was wondering. I thought they were going for that, so maybe they were just destroying it. I was more upset that again, hundreds of innocent, hardworking Imperial soldiers died.
Yeah, right.
Just on a mission.
They were just doing their job.
We're just doing a delivery, honey. I'll be back. I'm dead. But yeah, I was a little confused.
I'm confused about that because she didn't shoot a special missile or bomb or
I'm
anything.
about to say something very geeky, so I do apologize.
Do
but
it.
it's
Go ahead.
very reminiscent of episode 2, season 1 of Farscape, and there was a particle of a wormhole that they were using as a weapon, and it had the same color and it had the same explosion effect.
Oh.
Just saying.
Well, maybe that's one thing.
Nice.
Maybe somebody should
It
tell us.
also looked like wildfire from Game of Thrones season 2.
Yeah,
sure did.
There it is. It's
So-
space wildfire.
Space wildfire.
if we're gonna geek it up.
Okay.
There you go,
How
guys.
stable are the crystals? Is it possible that the explosion of the ship that was carrying them could have set off a reaction?
I believe so. Again, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna research this. now.
Okay.
I'll have your
Okay.
answer.
Hey, cool. Yeah, let us
Awesome.
know.
We've set homework.
So, anyways, there's a huge explosion. They gotta do the classic outrun the explosion. Can we make it? Kanan docks in the ship and then boom, going into hyperspace. So they're safe. They're all good. And now we go back to Ezra because we got some important stuff going on. Ezra's trying to get Jai out of there. Woo! So now they have another mission, right? And they're trying to get up there because they want to all be in the walker so that they can walk out. But we have a problem here. That one jerk of a kid who keeps trying to mess with him because he wants to be at the
Faceless.
top. Faceless guy, green marker dude. He shoots at, was it Jai? I think it was Jai.
Yeah.
He shoots at Jai, and Ezra takes the hit for him. And now Ezra falls and could die. Ezra almost broke his neck.
The one stormtrooper that can aim.
Yeah.
Doesn't even get a name.
He doesn't even have a name.
That runs.
He's just that jerk.
They get up there, Ezra comes in fourth, so he doesn't get to ride in the walker, but he's like, it's okay, just stick to the plan. And so now we got Jai and Leonis in the walker, and I guess Leonis is now a thief. He can slip a blaster rifle off a stormtrooper without him noticing.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick.
Well, the stormtrooper was probably also not expecting it. These are all rookies. I'm
Yeah.
working with them. I'm teaching them stuff. It'll be fine. He was not
Yeah, that's
expecting to
true.
get pickpocketed.
Thievery.
Thievery. He puts it, gives it to Jai, and then Jai, at the same time we see Chopper.
Yeah.
And Chopper doing his little thing. He sabotages another walker outside, throws a little bomb on it, makes his crazy little noises, and drives off. So he blows it up. They start the attack. the guys in the walker, they shoot the other guy. They shoot the little stormtrooper that shot Ezra.
It was blue. It was set to stun.
Yeah, it was set
Yeah.
to stun. So
Because I was like, whoa, that's our weapon.
Whoa, that got dark.
Yeah,
It's
right?
supposed to be a kid's show.
my favorite.
Kill the children, all the children.
Wait, we had that already.
Yeah, Anakin.
gonna say, that was episode
does
3.
that.
Yeah.
Anakin's a big fan of that.
So he rose to power.
Did you guys see the clip where Darth Vader, the Darth Vader clip talking to the Inquisitor that they?
I did.
Okay.
I did, yeah.
Because he basically says that, just go kill a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, Anakin, you really got to calm down.
He needs to stop that.
Hey, I did it and I turned out okay.
Yeah,
So
look
you
at me.
should be fine.
I started with the sand people and worked my way up.
Yeah. So now we got all this crap going down, and this is my favorite part because Ezra runs and he like jumps on it, and I like that the officer goes, "Look at Dave, he's trying to take him out single-handedly." Yeah. I thought that was good because
What a good loyal kid.
yeah, a good
Sure, bro.
stormtrooper. And they go down because of the little battle tank, and Ezra falls outside, and thank goodness Zeb and Sabine were there. Zeb starts sniping some people. Not set to stun. He was killing them.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Yeah.
Sabine comes over, and I like how she just kicks one dude and then shoots the other guy in the face.
Right in the face.
Just
And
right
that
in
was
the
a
face.
red blaster, so
Yeah.
that's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's like dead. Not even mostly dead.
The guy with the kick, though, he's gonna get up, and now his buddy's dead.
Well, as we learned from the
Automatic double tap.
Ewoks, just a little rock to your helmet, you're done. So
Yeah.
something goes on when you get hit. Direct hit.
So they get Jai, they get out of there, and we see Leonis. He stays back. He's like, I gotta stay back. I gotta stay in because I gotta find out what happened to my sister. So they're like, all right, we'll check in with you. So maybe we will see him later.
I hope so. I hope he gets to be like their inside man. But it's also very possible that could backfire on that kid so quickly.
Yeah, it could, right. Or he could fall victim to the training and the brainwashing, and he could just become evil.
Well, the Inquisitor's like got his eye on him.
Right, now
we
he-
need to
Yeah.
talk.
Right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
need to talk. Yeah.
Yeah, because right after that, he pretends to shoot at him, and they bring him in. They make him talk to the Inquisitor, saying like he was with them, he knows them, and the Inquisitor goes, tell me all about your used to be friends. And he's like,
Is that something that they do? Brainwashing?
well, I imagine that any kind of like imperial training would be subject to some kind of brainwashing where like the Empire is your family, you will always serve the Empire. I just imagine that would take place in some kind of military regime like that.
I think so.
Well-
Little Clockwork Orange. Just
Yeah, exactly. There you
And
go.
that's why they have to take them to a different facility because the
See?
ones who aren't dumb enough to win the challenges are the ones who don't need to be the ones who are dumb enough not to win. Negatives are the dumb ones don't need to be brainwashed.
There we
There
go.
we
There you
go.
go.
There we go.
There you go.
That's what I was getting at.
So they get out of there now. Our heroes are gone. Leonis is staying back talking to the Inquisitor. Maybe we'll see him again. Maybe we won't. And now we're down to Kanan and Ezra and Hera. They park the ship again. Every episode ends with them parking the ship and having a little chat. And they say, "Oh, Jai, we're gonna help you out. We're gonna get you and your mom out into hiding." They're like, "Oh yeah, hiding from the Empire," which is true. Like, where are they gonna hide? Dagobah, maybe. So
I can think of a few planets that not a good place
middle
to
of
go.
the desert and Tatooine,
Goals.
swamp and
Van
Dagobah.
Nuys.
Yeah,
Love
no
Palmdale.
one knows you once you go to Van Nuys.
Well, it sure was a swamp there today.
So,
101.
but then we get the little Kanan Ezra pep talk at the end, and Kanan says, "Oh, how was it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's been a while since I was on my own." And Kanan's like, "Oh, did you miss it?" And I liked Ezra's line, "No grumpy robots, no smelly Lasats." And then he goes, "It's good to be back." So, now Ezra, this is his family. He loves it now. At
Ezra's
first-
called them heroes.
Yeah, he called them heroes
Yeah,
earlier.
and that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that's like a big thing when he looks up to them and knows that they're fighting for the greater good.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
greater
because in the
good.
Thank you.
Yarp.
Right, because in the beginning he was reluctant to join them, and he was reluctant to even be with a team of people.
Well, he
and-
hated Zeb.
Right, he hated
Yeah.
Zeb.
That's not hard
Well, they
to
had
do.
they had their
I don't know what you're talking about. I have a real problem, and that it happened again at the beginning of the episode. The authorities that decide to have a really bad Australian accent, I find it really offensive.
that
can't
like
imagine
that bigger
why.
dude. That yeah.
All right, guys, it's time to step into line. It's like, that guy has never been to Australia.
He's from Space Australia.
Oh, right.
There you go. It's a completely
Australia.
different.
Space Australia.
Space Australia.
It's a completely different thing.
From real
That's why it
Australia.
sounds terrible.
But it's in every episode. I'm seeing a pattern with it all. It's like, right, here's your brief. You're a rough Australian guy. You know, it's a little bit. Who's the iconic guy who had got the bump in the heart? This is so disrespectful.
There's a lot of people from Space Australia.
Steve
Irwin.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like they're all trying to
Oh,
impersonate Steve Irwin.
And here we have a Jedi.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Now that I've said it, every episode you'll be like, ooh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, we'll watch out for the Space Australia accent. Space Australia.
The Space Ray.
So now everybody's back and it's all good and this is where we see our trailer for next time, which looks like it's going to be a Sabine and Hera episode, which is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
I want to see
about
more of
that.
Sabine. Like, she's a
I
demolitions
know,
expert.
right?
With spray paint.
And she's a Mandalorian.
Who spray painted Cad Bane in the second episode. Oh, there's got to be a story there.
Wait,
She's spray painting that room. She leaves. They do a shot. She has painted Cad Bane, the bounty hunter from Clone Wars,
She did-
in her room.
like a she painted like a picture of Cad Bane.
Yeah, so there's something.
Dang.
There's some backstory there that we got to get.
Yeah,
into.
I gotta see that. Cad Bane was one of the coolest bounty hunters of all time.
Absolutely.
Wow, I gotta go back and rewatch that just so I can see that picture of Cad Bane.
Well, and even going back to the pilot, like Sabine and Hera were the two characters I was most interested in after the pilot.
Yeah.
And we haven't had an episode to focus on either of them yet. You know, again, the glimmer of awesome still comes through in each episode, but we still don't know jack about either of them.
Yeah.
Because we've had to get used to our I can't say shonen protagonist because it's not an anime. We had to get used to our audience XP protagonist.
Yeah.
The kids
There we
have
go.
to love him before they can love anyone else because he's staying with us.
Yeah.
It's boring.
I
Get to
know.
the demolition
Yeah.
expert.
Ah,
I'm ready to see the girls. I'm ready to see the girls take it on. It's gonna be fun.
You want to watch yourself when you say those words.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
This is a kid show. This is
I'm
a
ready to
family
see
show.
Sabine and Hera
Thank you.
kick some ass.
There it is.
There it is.
yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this, and we want to tell you if you got anything to say, you hear us say something wrong, whatever, correct us. Come on, bring it to us. Talk to us on YouTube. Talk to us on Twitter. We're there always, all the time, trying to respond to you guys and seeing what you have to say. And maybe if you have anything you want us to talk about, throw it at us. You know, we got a new book come out yesterday. Tarkin.
Tarkin.
Yes.
I know I'm excited about
yes.
it. I know I heard you guys saying you're excited about it. So maybe when we get through that, last time I ordered a new Dawn, it took like a month for it to get to me. So who knows when I'm going to get Tarkin.
It's a sign.
Yeah, I know.
A new dawn takes a month to do anything.
There you go.
And under the bus.
But also, if you are listening to this on iTunes, which I know many of you are, feel free to go and rate us and comment on us. It helps keep our show alive. Helps know that people are paying attention and that people like us or people want us to stay around. We appreciate everything that you guys do and watching and listening to us. It's really great. But before we go, I'm going to throw it over to you guys, Ken and Maude, and talk about Jedi Alliance a little real quick so that people can maybe, want to go see what you guys do.
Absolutely. Jedi Alliance is a show we tape and gets up on air every Monday on iTunes and on YouTube, on youtube.com/schmoesknowpodcast. You can go there. You can find our Facebook page.
Yep, just search Jedi Alliance on the Schmoes Know Network. It's a long title. You'll find it quickly. We're also on Twitter. Just search @Jedi Alliance SK. And in the show, you can expect us to do something called Duel of the Fates, where we pit two things, anything in the universe, whether it's two vehicles, two people, put them together and see which one you'd think would be better.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
This week we're debating Anakin Skywalker or Luke Skywalker, who is the better pilot. That's kind of stuff we do there. So join the conversation on those those pages.
We
and,
also do trivia, and I'm surprised that this camera's working because I got so enraged at my tough questions that I threw my water everywhere. That was a hard question. What is the average height of an Ewok? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's a meter, 1 meter.
1 meter, huh?
But we have fun doing that. It's a show that we
So the 3
celebrate
feet?
Star Wars is what we do. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
3 feet.
It is a celebration of the greatest saga ever told.
Ooh, there it is.
And there's some pretty good impersonations too.
Can the people find you guys personally, not just the show?
Yeah.
Well, tell them where to.
You can find me on Twitter at Ken Napzok. It's Instagram as well. You can find Maude.
Yes, I'm at Maude Garrett, Maudegarrett. Apparently, I can't say R. It sounds like I'm going to the dentist getting a checkup.
Can you, before you leave, can you do your Sand-person impersonation?
Yeah,
do it.
my
Go for it.
Tusken Raider. Are
Please.
you ready? So say we're all in a pod racer and
Sure.
you're going past. It's a poo poo. Oh, it's not my best one.
It's okay.
It's not my best.
That's all right. It was good. We like it.
You don't want to summon any sticks.
Any Sand Raider impression is a good Sand Raider impression in my book. So, guys, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
we love
you for
having you here.
having
We love talking Star Wars. It's
Me
great.
too.
And we can tell you guys are on the game. So, guys, tune in. Watch them. It's good. Good stuff. And if you guys ever want to come back,
Yeah, please.
Absolutely.
Come back
just
anytime.
anytime, because it's fun. Ladies, where can they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin.
I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. I am also on the Arrow and Z Nation panels.
Oh, all right. And I'm Dillon Chance. You can find me on Twitter at Dillon Chance or on Instagram at Dillon.Chance. Or you can find me here on Sundays for NBC's Grimm. And with that, we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Oh.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.